welcome to Veggielicious. In this video, I would like to show you how to make a perfect side dish for vegetable dishes, and it's a Turkish bulgur rice with noodles in it. It's the same way really I prepare my Arabic rice, which consists of basmati and tiny little noodles that you roast first, and then you cook the rice with the soaking method. But in this video, I want to show you how to make the bulgur in this way. Now, the problem with rice is that it can contain arsenic, and you never know how much. And so the only rice really that is pretty safe to eat is supposed to be basmati. And I used to just always cook the rice with the soaking method because it's just more delicious. But in recent years, I've come to soak my rice even overnight and to boil it in plenty of water to avoid the arsenic problem, even though the rice is not as delicious that way. So let's get to the ingredients for this bulgur. Now I have this Turkish bulgur it comes in very handy because it's already mixed with the tiny little noodles that you need, so you just roast both together. Then you need water, but I'm using vegetable broth for some extra flavor. And I need some currants and some pine nuts, which I will roast separately and then add to the bulgur in the end. And then we just need something for frying. So if you want to keep it vegan, you just use oil, like this rapeseed oil. Or I'm using butter this time because it's just better with butter, sorry. Okay, so this butter has a bit of rapeseed oil in it, so it won't burn. Well, let's get to the stove, guys. Before you start cooking, make sure you prepare your broth, because you want hot water to go into your bulgur, not cold water. Okay, so have that ready. I added 2 heaping tablespoons of broth to this water, and also today I decided to put in a teaspoon of tomato paste just to give it a hint, a touch of tomato. Not more. You can also use bell pepper paste. Turks like to use that. It's very, very delicious. So we are now on the stove. I measured 250 grams of this bulgur pasta mix, melted my butter mixed with oil, and getting ready to brown my bulgur. And once it's browned, I'm going to crank up the heat and pour in enough broth to cover it, or to have like 1 centimeter water over the surface of the bulgur. This is my rule of thumb. I cannot give you exact measurements, and I also cannot tell you how many minutes it's going to take for the bulgur to be done. Some people on the internet like to tell you that it's done after 5 minutes. This is a lie. It's not true. You will end up with really tough bulgur. And I'm going to roast that for about 30 minutes, I'm sure. The important part is that you get this nice sticky crust at the bottom, almost like the Iranian tahdig, and that's really the great secret of this bulgur rice. And while my bulgur is cooking, I'm going to fry the currants and the pine nuts in a pan with a tiny bit of oil. You can dry roast them, but the currants don't puff up and don't get this caramelized texture, I find, if you don't use any oil. And then once your bulgur is done, just add that on top, okay? Update, this is what it looks like after about 10 minutes. The liquid has almost completely soaked into the bulgur. This is what you want. I'm steaming it at a very, very low heat, and may add a bit more liquid as we go, and I think we need about 10 more minutes. Okay, are you ready to check on our bulgur? I personally am really excited. Okay. That looks very good right here. Oh yeah. Let me try this. It's done. And do we, oh yeah, we have a crust. Amazing. Perfect. Now, if this were my Iranian rice, I would now shock it with some cold water and dump it over, but the Le Creuset does not like to be put in ice water or cold water, so I don't want to ruin my pot. So I'm just going to let this cool down, turn off the stove, and then when I'm ready to eat, I'm going to, oh, maybe just now, that's even better, to keep them warm, I'm going to add my nicely roasted currants and pine nuts. If you want, of course, you can give this bit of a flavor profile by adding some of this really, really lovely 7 spice powder, Arabic spice powder, or you can just keep this as it is. It would be probably more mainstream European that way. Or if you want to go all fancy, you could also add garam masala or anything that you like, really. But I think I'm going to keep it basic today and maybe add a bit of a 7 spice powder. And here is the perfect Bulgur rice in all its glory. Perfect as a side dish, but it's actually even a dish on its own. It's so delicious. You can just eat it as it is. And all that's left to do now is to show you this beautiful Bulgur rice again that we just made. I wish you could smell it. Look at these pine nuts on top, super crispy. It has a really, really nutty smell to it. I absolutely love this as a side dish, and as I said, it's great on its own. Thank you so much for joining me again on Vegielicious. See you next time. Be there or be square, and definitely be safe. Bye bye.